Hey y'all, it's Natalie and it's time for another cherry challenges. You can also find this layout on the A Cherry on Top blog today. This is the monthly series that I do with my friends, Sarah and Jessica and Nicole, and we choose a challenge from the message boards and we use it for our inspiration. So I have chosen Tammy's My Mood Challenge, and this month she said that her mood was inspired by a song, and I don't know the song, I'm sorry Tammy, but it was to create a layout with at least 50% white. So your background has to be white, and so I'm really embracing it. But I want to show you ways that you can take your white background layout, but really make it very interesting. So the first thing I'm going to do on my white cardstock background is to use this stencil with the mountains, and I'm going to use my favorite matte texture paste by Ranger, and then I have this beautiful white glitter. This came in a cherry box that we received last year, the Halloween box, and I'm just using the texture paste and mixing the glitter into it, and so it will be a lovely glitter paste. I find that a lot of times when I buy mixed media glitter pastes, they tend to dry out before I can use them up. But adding loose glitter to this texture paste, which is tried and true, and it never has dried out on me before, proved to be fabulous. And I'm really happy with how it looks. So this is the first way that I add still a white background, you know, still really interesting, except for the little bit of green that rubs off from my stencil. But it's okay, we cover that part up. But it dries for a little while, and then I come back and you just have this lovely mountain texture full of glitter. Next, I'm going to pull a couple of tiny stamps out of this Catherine Pooler stamp set. I'm going to pick out the clouds and the sunshine. And then I'm going to use heat embossing ink and that clear embossing powder from Wow. And I'm just using my stamp in a few different ways to create different clouds above the mountains. And I'm going to use the clear embossing powder to heat set this shiny texture of these stamps above the clouds. And it just really gives a nice look to the background. Like I said, it's texture. It's got like this opaque, not opaque, that's not the right word. It's like a glossy texture. You can see right there after you set it. And it's white still, you know, it's only showing the color of the paper that comes through. But it's super cool. And I love the way that it adds this detail to the background page. Next up, I'm going to take some bright white cardstock and I'm going to emboss it with dry embossing. What you see me doing here is spritzing a small amount of water onto this cardstock, and that will keep my paper from breaking or tearing as it goes through with this embossing folder. It's a nice little trick I like to use. So I'm going to trim it down, and it's going to be used to matte my photo. Now, the page is supposed to be 50% or more white, so mostly the color is going to come from my photos. So I definitely kept the photo all color. This is a picture of us going down the Endicott Arm on an Alaskan cruise with the beautiful mountains in the background. We were just living our best life, guys. So here we go with the title. The title I have cut out of white glitter paper, and I'm using a Taylor Swift lyric from my favorite song, Blank Space is my favorite song. Grab your passport and my hand. That's my title. I've been itching to use this title on one of my layouts. So I'm using memory blocks. That's the alphas that are wood grain, and then the other ones are called Heather Alphas by iCrafter, and they're just like a nice little frilly font. I will link that down below if they are still in the store. Now, I did want to add a little bit of color, and so I'm going in with my favorite products from 49 Market, the rub-ons, and I have a bunch of different ones here. I'll link them down below if they're still in the store. I know the Wherever ones are still there, which are those right there. So I'm choosing ones that are mostly white for down below, but I did pick that airplane up at the top, and that's from their travel collection from last year. But my sweater is orange, and now I start pulling the orange color out into everything else because those bits and pieces by Simple Stories have that orange color. So I decided to kind of go with that. And I'm just using a few different things to just add pops of this color around the page. So it doesn't really take away from it being 50% or more white. It's definitely more than 50% white, I think. But it's just adding interest around the page with little pops of color that kind of correspond with the photo and kind of bring cohesion to all of the page, brings it all together. So I'm adding the airplane up at the top because, you know, the title is talking about traveling, right? And the airplane had those nice pops of orange and a couple of blue, which matched the water in the photo, right? And I'm loving the way that looks. I'm just nestling that airplane in amongst the clouds. I have this tag that is from the 49 in Market Wherever collection. I'm using that rub-on right there as like a ticket. But it's white with a little bit of black writing, so I like that. It is another element to add to the background for interest. And I'm just sporadically putting these rub-ons around the page, mostly around where I'm putting my title or my photo here. And let's see, I'm roughing up the edges of this paper just to add a little bit of texture. And I'm sticking it down so I can go ahead and start positioning things. I just wanted to make sure I was sticking my rub-ons down exactly where I wanted them, where everything was going to be adhered down. I got that little postcard white piece of ephemera to stick behind the photo. Just another layering piece. I pulled that out of the Wherever collection by 49 in Market as well. So you can kind of see how the page is coming together. I have this orange tag that I'm going to kind of trim off a little bit and put one side on one side of the page and one side on the other. Use it as an anchor for some of the title. And there you have it. I did rub just a little bit of orange ink on the cut edge to kind of give it that distressed look that it already has going on all the way around elsewhere. And I'm adding another rub-on over there. Like I said, this layout is actually going to be on the Cherry on Top vlog today, so I'll link down below. Please check that out and make sure to go on over to my friends' channels. Sarah and Nicole and Jessica, they all also have chosen a cherry challenge. We have not coordinated. We did not choose the same challenge, or we didn't create our own as we did last time. So I hope you are excited to see different challenges they've chosen that will inspire you as well. There are always so many fun things going on in the message board at a Cherry on Top. And so this is just a great reminder. If you're looking for inspo, head over there. I don't know that I ever would have arrived at creating this white layout on my own. And I'm so glad I did. I think it's so fun and different and unique. And I really love the way that it turned out. So you can see up at the top of the photo cluster, I did add another little tag that is from the what's that one called? Here and There collection by Simple Stories. That's the bits and pieces. I love bits and pieces. And it had an adorable cruise ship in there, so I pulled that out as well. Popped that up on some foam tape down there at the bottom of the photo. And I'm arranging my title there. My Nuva adhesive always there for me. I think we're about to call it quits. I just wanted a couple of other little pops of color, only very small pops, little nods to colors that are mimicked in the photo to add them around the page. Still, I feel like the layout is definitely more than 50% white. I was super excited with this challenge. So that's from last year's travel collection by 49th in Market as well. It's a whole kit that's literally built around creating clusters, which is super fun and really perfect for a layout like this, where you kind of already have your background pretty much dictated and you just want to create little clusters around the page. So let me know what you think down below. I love to hear from you guys. And if you don't already, I'd love it if you'd like and subscribe. I hope you're inspired. If you do happen to go over there and check out a challenge, let me know down below which one you played along with, and I will check out your layout over there. If you play along this one, I can't wait to see you on the thread. Thank you guys so much for watching, and check out those links down below. Bye, y'all.